Can we start, Douglas? Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to Africa's Leaders in Sustainability show on VUCA Online Radio. Everyone, we are so excited to bring you more guests, more good news, more opportunities, more advice, more wisdom, as in just the fun stuff, the good stuff. Today on VUCA Online Radio's Africa's Leaders in Sustainability, we have our guest Clinton from Uganda. Myself, DJ Hotlane, will be having a chat around the issues, climate change, sustainability, and the good news that he has been sharing and that he would like to share with you. So we're gonna brace for this. Just in the meantime, please, friends, on VUCA Online Radio, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, VUCA Online Radio, and just engage with us, engage with Clinton. We're going to take down the socials as well at the end of the show. We're going to get more of his details at the end of the show so you can engage with every one of us. Anything that you need to know, anything that you'd like to share, let us know. Clinton, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. Just like you said, my name is Oyesigye Clinton Liberty, Ugandan by nationality, and very, very humbled, but also excited to be a part of this radio program. And just like you already also mentioned, we are here to talk about issues to do with sustainability and climate action. And I'm very delighted to share with whoever is listening in on some of the new ideas and some of the new approaches we are using, not only here in Uganda, but also in East Africa at large.
Wonderful, wonderful. That sounds exciting. I'm really excited. And yeah, I think tell us just a little brief for like 2 minutes, who you are, like what you did and what you're currently doing.
Okay, great. Thank you so much once again. Personally, Clinton Liberty is a UN Youth Fellow who works with the United Nations Association of Uganda in different climate action projects. But I'm also working with the Biodiversity and Climate Change Working Group under the UNDP. Clinton is also a communications and publicity expert who also works with a media organization here in Uganda called Smart 24 TV. But also to top it up, I'm a youth development specialist, very interested in youth development, looking at how youth can play the forefront, because we know that young people have the energy, young people are more creative, young people have the zeal to do what it takes to be out there. So I'm very passionate about youth development here in Uganda, but also in East Africa. And we're also looking at how can we integrate the youth energy into climate action, because we know that young people are the change makers for the future. And therefore we need to take action in making sure that they are at the forefront in all that they do. So I'm very passionate about youth development, but also very passionate about climate change. And also, I'm a youth climate change negotiator on behalf of Uganda.
Wonderful. You had it all from Clinton Oyesigye in Uganda, who he is, what he does. Tell your friends, guys. Tell your friends, guys. There's more to be shared. There's got lots of knowledge to share with you and some guide and advice. So in the meantime, that's what we're gonna give you some time to do that. We're gonna go on a break, and then when we come back, we want to get to know more from Clinton. Thank you. Welcome back to VUCA Online Radio's Africa's Leaders in Sustainability. This is DJ Hotlane. I've got Clinton from Uganda. UN Fellow, UNDP, Media, Smart 24, Youth Development, Climate Advocate, How did you start, Clinton? Did you start in primary school? Did you start at high school? Did you always know that you are going to be this extraordinary man?
Ah, that's a very interesting question. How did I know that I would be this? Well, I think it all starts with passion for what you really believe in. Personally, I think I'm very passionate about the environment, very passionate about conservation of the environment, and very passionate about how do we, maintain what we already have. That's very important because we cannot wait for anyone else to take care of our environment. I think it starts with self-responsibility for us to take action and say, you know what, we need to do something by ourselves. And then, of course, just like I said, it starts with passion. But also it starts with also goals. What goals would you want to achieve at a personal level? What would you want to see yourself do in the next 5 or 10 years? So I think all those attributes, of course, help you channel your energy to what you'd want to do, but also help you channel your ability to make sure that you do not do what you do really not like, because most people are stuck in that position. Most people are doing things that they are forced to just because of preferably what we could call the job market. But it is very important that we channel our passion, our energy to the things that we really believe in. And it is only then that we can really, really be productive, but at the same time also sustainable. So I think to me, it started with my passion for environmental conservation. It also started with my love for young people. That is why recently we have actually been going into schools. I could just maybe tell you something that we have been doing recently. We've been going to different schools to meet young people. Just like I said, young people are the change makers, and therefore we need to really involve them in most of these decisions that we are making. And so we have been going to different schools in different capacities to talk to these children about things to do with climate actions, things to do with sustainable development goals. We're talking to them about things to do with environmental conservation. So we want to break down some of these things to these young people, so that by the time they leave university, by the time they leave their schools, they have learned something that they can actually use not only for their future, but they can also have a skill that they can use to start something of their own. So I think that there is a lot what we need to do when it comes to having young people play a huge role. But I must say that with myself, it started with passion for what I really wanted to achieve, but also what I really wanted to do when it comes to conservation of the environment.
Yes, yes, lovely. When did that passion start?
I think it started way back in my secondary school. In Uganda here, we have three stages of education. We have the primary stage and the secondary stage, and then later you go to the college or the university level. So it started at the secondary stage, where I was in my secondary, and of course we were having different environmental programs in school, and I was really a part of those programs. I was actively participating in all those programs. And that continues up today. Up today, we are planting trees. Up today, we are doing cleanup campaigns everywhere. So it means that it started all the way from my secondary level of education, but up to now, I still carry the same zeal. I still carry the same passion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you are the man and you are the chosen one. And I'd wait man, to share some of the projects that you've done with
Yeah.
everyone. I'm pretty sure everyone is just excited to know more. They have their own questions, and I think everybody at home that's listening have their own questions and their own curiosity. Please drop them in the messages, drop them on social media, drop them anywhere where you find Fuga Online Radio, whichever platform you use. Just drop them. And you're going to have to share that with Clinton as well, since we're going to share his socials as well at the end. So Clinton, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us on the show and to find out from you. You started in high school to have this passion. And I always say, well, I've got this thing that's ringing that says, if you take care of the environment and the planet, it also takes care of you in many ways. how has you being in this space, how has the planet been taking care of you? What are the benefits of you being in the space?
Well, thank you so much for that very good question, because most people want to know how do we benefit by taking care of the environment? How do we also progress, by being a part of this space? Because most people actually think that it is something that is insignificant, which is very sad. But I could maybe start by saying that one consequence of climate change is the trend of unemployment. And this unemployment comes with, it's exacerbated by job losses in sectors to do with like agriculture, construction, transport, manufacturing, and different services. So climate change itself has impacts that has led to the movement of people, from one place to another. People have changed localities because of heat, too much excessive heat, maybe floods, excessive floods, and other weather disruptions. People are moving from one place to another, which means that this is compromising economic activities. So as young people, we must make sure that we expose such kind of impacts to the world, to make sure that we take care of our own. So we have what we call the green jobs. I think, to me, that is now how people are now getting into developing themselves at an individual level, but also benefiting from this space. So we get to realize that the potential of green jobs is not sufficiently realized up to now in East Africa, not only in Uganda, but at East Africa at large. And I do not know what's happening in South Africa, but I'll still tell you that the potential for green jobs is not yet sufficiently realized. And for instance, it is also estimated that different countries generate less than 5% of employment derived from investing in climate proofing existing infrastructure. And therefore, we must now narrow, or we must channel the employment returns and also the labor input in what we call nature-based solutions. Now, we know that developing countries, of course, in Africa as a continent, in between 1667 and now in 2003, we have seen a very, very decrease, a very large decrease in direct and full-time jobs. And therefore, it means and also shows us that opportunities are driven by the increase in demand for green technology, but also different innovations. And however, we are much different organizations, our much different development partners are doing a number of things that can help us combat what we call the climate change impacts. We must understand that we have a number of opportunities within this climate change space. First of all, we have different thematic areas, areas to do with loss and damage, areas to do with technology transfer. Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Yes?
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted us to go on a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Because just give the listeners some time to actually share with us as well, so that they can capture this information, share with everyone else. Then we'll come back in a bit.
Okay, great.
Welcome back to Vuka Online Radio. This is Africa's Leaders in Sustainability. Yes, we do have an African leader in sustainability right over here. And it's got tons of good news to share. Like he said, there's so many things that we can work on. There's so many things that we can do. Actually, I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to cover the depth of what's going on and what needs to be done. But it's a start to something great and something bigger. The benefits, there's quite a lot of jobs that are out there in this green natural space. It's untapped. Everybody's looking for work in the whole continent, not only East Africa, Southern Africa, Western Africa, Northern Africa. there's that lack in our economy. And well, it isn't a lack, it's available. And you just need to access it. That's all it takes. You just need to access it. Just need to do something. So now you were mentioning, Clinton, that about the nature-based solutions and the thematic environment. You were just gonna please tell us more about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was just trying to talk about the different thematic areas that this space has. And I just wanted to pause that whoever is listening to us this afternoon, it's afternoon here in Uganda. I don't know what time it is in South Africa, but I was just saying that under each thematic area, we have different opportunities that young people can be a part of, or everyone else who is out there can be a part of. We have a thematic area to do with gender and climate change. We have a thematic area to do with technology transfer. We have a thematic area to do with mitigation and adaptation. We have a thematic area to do with loss and damage. So all these thematic areas carry different elements which can enable young people to have what we call the green jobs. And we have now what we call the green projects. Those are projects that are helping to mitigate and adapt to different climate change impacts. So all those projects, all those are opportunities where we can actually benefit from to us who are in the space. And maybe I just wanted to carry a value proposition for whoever is listening to us and to you people who are in South Africa. Is it possible that we could have a platform like this? I really like, I love the fact that you have invited me on this invaluable space to discuss different ways on how we can empower young people to become effective advocates and negotiators in the global and domestic climate change discussions. I love such discussions because in one way or the other, we must raise awareness of what is happening in the environment and how best we can protect our environment. So platforms like this are very invaluable, but we must continue dedicating different platforms. We must continue having these discussions. We must continue having these conversations so that we can equip fellow young people or even other people out there with different skills, but also most importantly, with knowledge and also resources required to actively participate in climate negotiations. And if we can do that, then we must now know that we have the capacity to not only be a crucial catalyst for sustainable environment, but now also be the stewards of making sure that we protect our environment for a more sustainable future. Over to you.
Well put, well said, well said. Appreciate the kind words, sir. And that's what we're trying to do. Yeah. I myself, I think, like I always say, the ocean called me, the planet called me to do something.
Yeah, that's good. That's
I was not, I've always been a part of, since high school, activities, programs in environment, whether it's cleanups, whether it's agricultural spaces. I've always been there, whether it's events, but I wasn't seeing myself as being here full time, like I am now. And this is one of the platforms that is actually a blessing. I'm getting to meet everyone from all over the continent. And the main focus of the show is just the continent itself. I feel like we just need to, charity begins at home, and this is our home. So we just need to get that out of the way, so that out us as youth, and having leaders like yourself to share, it's quite amazing. And having our listeners here listening to us, sharing this with their friends and family, and also taking up arms and participating in whatever act that they see is close to them. It's actually touching, it's inspiring as well. And I'm pretty sure some of the listeners want to know how do they become, I'm sure there's people out there that have already graduated, that are already in the space that want to know how do they become a UN fellow, how do they join the NDP or the UNEP programs, what is available out there for them to access. Some people don't have jobs. Yes, there is green jobs out there, but how do we get there? What do they need to do?
Yeah, amazing question. I think what they need to do is to, first of all, position themselves. I'll use the word positioning because most of the times it's about how well you position yourself in different spaces. One, it starts with, the capacity building programs. The UN always comes up with different capacity building programs where you can actively participate, where you can register yourself to, be a part of such platforms. Because most times, the UNDP and all these other agencies, they normally want to work with people that they have trained themselves because they believe that when they have trained you, then you really have knowledge that aligns with what they are doing, with especially their policy decisions at all levels. So it starts with one, positioning yourself, being very, very alert when it comes to some of the calls that the UN puts out there. Because you must also be very intentional with some of these things. If you want to work with the UNDP, for example, you have to make sure that, for example, you follow some of their pages so that you keep updated with most of their calls, most of their information. They always put information out there. Secondly, is to be willing to volunteer because most people think it's volunteering is not a good thing, but I think to me, I've learned that volunteering is a very good thing because when you volunteer, one, it adds on your experience that you're carrying as an individual, but it also gives an opportunity to be in the know of what happens in different communities. What happens at national and global levels because with volunteering, it gives you an opportunity to open your mind to different things that are happening in different spaces. So I think it one starts with positioning yourself, being active in some of the capacity building programs that these UN agencies do offer to different countries, but at the same time also being very ready to volunteer. And volunteering is, it is very easy. You just have to register yourself on the volunteer space of the UN, and you become a volunteer, which makes it easy to volunteer for your country, for these UN agencies in your country, and makes it easy for you to be now a member of the UNDP, or now also a part of them and part of their project. So I think that's the best way that one can easily join them, but it is not, that should not be, the ceiling. That should not be the goal to join them. No, I think to me, the most important thing is to know where your passion is, what you really want to do as an individual. And then you can now channel that energy into what you really think is good for you. Because once you do that, even the UN can come in to support and upscale what you're doing at that individual level. So I think to me, it's not about the UN or joining the UNDP. No, I think it's more of one, that self-assessment, doing that self-assessment to know that, okay, I'm interested in climate change, I'm interested in environmental conservation, and therefore I'm going to put my energy, my activities. I'm going to have a startup, for example, specifically on that. And then from there, you start positioning yourself on where can I have the UNDP collaborate with me, because it is very monotonous or boring to work alone. So therefore, we must embrace collaboration, and we must embrace working with other key actors in the same sector.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Thank you for that. It's very important to find out who you are first.
Yeah.
And then you'll be in the right space, in the right position, at the right time, with the right people.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on another break, and when we come back, we're going to find out more from yourself about what it is that we can do to get involved, and how do you feel about being in this space?
Great.
When we come back.
All right.
Welcome back to Africa's Leaders in Sustainability. This is Vuka Online Radio hosting the show. We have Clinton Oyesigye Liberty from Uganda. And wow, there's quite a lot that needs to be talked about. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So in this last few minutes, we're just gonna find out. Let's speak about you. We've been speaking about work. We've been speaking about the listeners. I'm pretty sure the listeners are interested to know how does it feel to be in this space? How does it make you feel? Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
that's a
find
good
out.
question. It's a good question because normally you want not to enter a space and then not have a positive outcome or maybe have a positive feeling about what you're doing. I mean, it's one thing when you do something and you really feel good about it. So how do I feel? I feel good because, and I feel amazing because wherever we go to different communities, we go to different schools, and when we go there, we not only talk to them about what they really need to know, but we leave a positive impact with those people. We leave them when they have changed their mindset. We leave them when they really know what is expected of them. We leave them when they really know what the environment expects from them. So to me, it makes me feel good that one, I have transferred knowledge from one person to the other, but also it makes me feel really amazing because the impact that you have left there is sustainable. It has to be sustainable. We must make sure that most of the activities that we are doing, especially when it comes to environmental conservation, there must be sustainable activities. So that when you go somewhere, and you have left, your words, your impact should continue to their children. It should continue to whoever is in that area or in that community. So why I feel good about what we are doing in the space of environment is because whichever community we go to, we will leave an impact that helps them to make sure that their environment is not only sustainable, but an environment that can also be productive to them. So I think to me, the feeling to me is amazing. And I think I say this on behalf of my team that and all those that I work with, that we do leave an impact in different communities, and that feeling really is a positive feeling.
Yeah, no, I can feel the positivity right from over here.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's good, man. And I hope the
Yeah.
listeners can also feel it and they can just, feel inspired. I know some people out there that might not be inspired. So maybe a job is not coming through. Maybe something is not happening. I
Yeah.
hope this inspires you to hang in there, do what you love. If it's your passion, that's for you. There's no other can take it away from you. Somebody out there is just feeling it. Somebody out there is being inspired. Somebody out there is doing something because you are doing something.
Yeah.
That's by liking this post. It makes a difference to someone out there. Just by sharing this post, sharing this news, it makes a difference to someone out there. Somebody wants to listen to it. Might not be yourself, but share this with somebody else. And on my side, I'm really grateful to have you on the show, and hopefully we're going to have you again soon, and we're going to go into more depth about what we need to do, what actions that we've done. I think we'll do that. Yeah, we'll just talk about from today till the next time. What more impact have we done, and what things that we've done.
Pleasure.
So for our listeners out there, let's say they are finishing high school, or they are finishing a career in IT, medicine, and they want to be involved. What words would you say to them? Even families, kids, what words do you have to them in closing?
Wow, wow, wow. For those that are listening to us and have just finished high school, I think, like I said earlier, it is time to position yourself. Position yourself. And by positioning yourself, you really have to be intentional on being a part of so many, because we have so many conferences going on lately. There are so many events going on lately. And all those conferences, all those events, they are opportunities for you to network with people in the same space, people who are of like minds. So I think to me, it is important if you're listening to us, you finished high school, and you want to be a part of the environmental space, the sustainability space, be intentional with yourself, be intentional with yourself, be intentional to apply for different fellowship programs, be intentional to be a part of different conferences, be intentional to position yourself in a platform where you can network with like minds, but also continue to be a part of platforms like the VUCA Online Studio, where we can continue having discussions and conversations on sustainability like this one. When you position yourself and when you network with different people, I mean, there is something that I have learned here from Uganda. It's not about chasing the money or chasing the job or chasing these different positions that you would want. No, it's about chasing people. It's about developing relationships with people, because when you do, then those people will direct you in positions and platforms that you would want to be. That is why it is very important to be a part of discussions like this one, but also attend different programs, different initiatives. All those should be in position to support you in what you want to do. So the message to the people listening to us is position yourself. And then the other last message I'll leave for you is the 7 P's. The 7 P's is preparation, 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 until number 7. You have to be prepared in what you want to do. So the 7 P's is preparation times 7. You really need to prepare yourself, prepare your mind, prepare what you want to be. If you prepare that, then believe me, you will be in position to not only position yourself, but also meet people that can not only grow you, but develop you as an individual.
Okay. Njalo, Kyota, preparation, networking. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. No matter where you are, high school, primary school, wherever you are, at home right now, kasi, no magupi, preparation. Thank you so much, Clinton. How do they find you? If somebody wants to talk to you and to get more info, how do they find you?
Oh, great. Just like we met on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn account, which is in my names, Clinton Liberty, Oyesigye Clinton Liberty. Same goes for Twitter. But I also maybe request that you can maybe share my WhatsApp number on your platform, on your page, and they will be able to access me. I'm a very accessible person, very, very keen on developing relationships with different people, and also making friends, just like I'm now a friend to you. Now we are very good friends. I cannot wait to continue having different engagements and different discussions with you. I'm very excited I can't wait to also come to South Africa and meet you in person. When I do come and have an opportunity, I will look for you. I'll look for you, and we can always have different physical conversations. But this was a very good conversation, particularly for young people who are listening to us. But I also want to say that please feel free to reach out to me. I also do moderate different conferences. So if there are also opportunities to do that in South Africa or anywhere else, I would be very happy to be a part of that.
Got you on that. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yes, we'll share that with the listeners. And I'm sure as I speak on behalf of them, you're amazing. Keep on doing the great work.
Thank you.
We are happy to have you here on this continent. Blessing the people in the West African. Is it West Africa, you said?
No, East Africa. East Africa, yes.
East Africa, yeah.
Yes.
In any case, in all the 4 points of the continent, we are here, we hear you. And amazing. Yeah, take care. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. Stay blessed and take good care of yourself.
Thanks, you too. Speak soon. Ciao, ciao. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's a wrap. And yeah, see you again next time. Bye-bye.